I grew up in a family made up of two parent pastors, an aunt who's a pastor, and both grandfathers who are pastors as well. So faith and church were always a part of my life. I grew up going to Camp Nawakwa every summer, attending youth group trips, singing in the children's choir.
In the summer between my sophomore and junior year of college, I was looking for a summer job. I was just looking for a summer job. And a family friend of ours suggested that I try a Project Connect immersion experience, which is when you do a 10-week mini internship in a congregation, basically shadowing the pastor and learning about what a pastor actually does. And I said, okay, fine, that sounds great, but I will never be a pastor, just so you know. I don't want you to be disappointed.
I am a second career person. My career has been mostly in politics and public policy. I spent about 8 years in 8 to 10 years in politics or public policy on a state and federal level. Most of the time providing advocacy for low-income people.
During my Project Connect immersion experience, I had never, while I enjoyed serving in the church, I enjoyed leading in the church prior to that time, I had never considered that I could be a pastor, because pastors know everything and pastors do everything perfectly, and they're always nice to their siblings and to everyone else, and I was not.
And when I went to college, I thought for a while that I was going to become a funeral director. I did an internship my senior year in college and worked for the funeral homes for about 3 years after college.
Was at my current congregation that it really hit me that this is something I should explore. And seminary was kind of one of the things that was given to me by my pastor to think about.
I enjoyed my time there, and about 3 weeks in, I realized that I was really enjoying what I was doing, and that maybe I might sort of kind of be interested in being a pastor one day.
I chose Gettysburg Seminary for several reasons. One reason being my experience here when I came here for a visit on a seminary weekend visit, and I was able to meet with the staff and the faculty and experience the community. And I was very impressed with the academics here.
It became clear pretty quick that our biblical professors here were about as good as you could ever expect to get. And so when I found out the strengths of the faculty, that was really the determining factor for me to come to Gettysburg.
And I was also very impressed with the way the staff and faculty treated me and treated each other. It felt like a very friendly environment.
I was gifted to receive a full Fund for Leaders scholarship from the ELCA to cover all my tuition expenses while I was at seminary. And that gift of the larger church blessed me in a number of ways and allowed me to carry out my studies here at the seminary fully focused on that experience.
And having to go to college before you come to the seminary, I already had some substantial debt. I was lucky enough to have parents who were going to give me part of my college as a gift, but I still had some debt of my own. And through financial aid and scholarships that I was able to obtain, I was able to come to seminary.
I have a family to support, and without the financial aid that the seminary provided me and directed me towards, I could not be here.
Gifts of financial aid from the wider church, from my congregation, and from the seminary itself remind me that it's not just me who's being called to serve. It's not just because I feel that God is calling me to serve in the church, but it's indeed the whole church's affirmation that God gives us all gifts and calls us to serve in a variety of ways. And for those whom God calls to serve in public ministry, that it's indeed service to the whole church and a unique way of using the gifts that God has given me.
I've also been blessed with the community here at Gettysburg, with the student body, learning from them, from their backgrounds and their different experiences of their life and their call. Just
the initial sense of family that you get when you're here. We hear it from prospective students all the time that come here to visit. They feel immediately like they're part of a family. And the more time that you spend here, the more time that you realize that that's true.
One of the most important community experiences for me during my time at seminary was the day-to-day activities of living together, of being together with people from all different places in life, at all different stages in life, whom God had gifted with experiences that were so different than mine. That to me became community.
I think one of the things that makes Gettysburg Seminary stand out when I think about all of the other academic institutions that I've been at is that the professors that we learn from are truly passionate about the things that they do. And each one brings their own personalities to the classroom. They don't attempt to be someone that they're not. They welcome your questions. They invite you into their own home. They take time out of their own time to make sure that you're learning.
And the quality of that instruction was impressive. I have a master's degree and 2 bachelor's degrees, so the quality was great.
The students here are welcoming and loving. The staff makes it very clear that they want the best for you. They want you to become the best future church leader that you can become.
And one of the most important things, too, I'm finding out is that there's a lot of flexibility for folks like me who are second career, folks who have families. And I didn't anticipate that or anticipate how important that would be.
Living in Christian community with my fellow classmates and with professors, and the conversations that happened at the lunch table or on the Luther Bowl fields or walking through the battlefields, those opportunities to learn from one another, those opportunities to question together, what is God doing in this place? What is God doing in each of our lives to grow the kingdom? Were very formative in my understanding of how do I fit in to all of this? How do I fit into the work God is doing in the wider church?
To me, this is a place where, the future leaders of the church are being trained. I think the staff and faculty here are taking that seriously. I think the students want to be here. You're challenged spiritually, intellectually, and I think you're being given an education that is hands-on at the same time. I think that's very, very valuable.
I think about a place that is filled with people who care about you, people who want you to succeed, people who want you to learn. It's a place where you can ask questions and continue to discern your faith. And it's a place where you really feel like the professors, the faculty, and the student life is built around nurturing future ministry.
I just want people to know that people of all ages, careers, backgrounds can feel comfortable here, and that folks should follow their call no matter where they are in life, and that it can work.
Gettysburg Seminary is a place to go to grow, to be challenged, to be encouraged, to be supported, to be away from the world and yet in the world.